Hello everyone and welcome to today's reading. I hope that all is well. If you're new here, I am LeeApocrypha and it is a pleasure to meet you. If you are returning, welcome back, soul family. I love you guys, and whether you're new or returning, thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining us and sharing your time here today. Okay. As always, I hope all is going well, and I got a new deck that I'm excited to use for you guys today. It is a dragon deck, another one of course, and it's really gorgeous. I just love it so much. Yeah, so that's actually the Star Dragons Oracle. I'll try to go ahead and update my list down below. As always, information, disclaimers, and decks that I use are in the description box down below. If you're interested, please have a look. We're going to use 3 decks today. I saw 111. However, there is a deck that I don't have with me in my room right now. It's actually in my car. But there was one card that when I pulled my chair from my desk, I saw the card on the floor, and it is the Chariot in reverse. So I'm gonna take this as a part of our message today. So let's see what message needs to come through for us. But just based on this one card, I feel like there's something here that somebody needs to hear that they're not moving forward from, or not putting as much effort as they know that they need to. Perhaps there's this imbalance here with family, work, relationship, perhaps all of that, all of the above, and then some. But this gives me like Emperor vibes too, because we do see here like this masculine figure, this like emperor riding a chariot with these 2 dragons. I feel like this emperor is on a journey, but the thing is, the village is lit up. Seems like everyone is awake, but I'm not getting the sense that there's like fire or any kind of like fleeing like a situation in a way. So I feel for some of you this is going to be about leaving negative situations, but I feel like for most here this is not necessarily about like negative situations that are going on in your life right now. I feel like this, perhaps you've already cut out of your life certain patterns or situations or things around you, and this is more about you perhaps being afraid to step forward into this next chapter of your life, to say how you feel, to do what you feel called to persevere through your fears, whatever it is that you have been wanting to do. I feel like this is a confirmation that you need to. It's not like just do it if you want to. I feel like what it is you're feeling called to do is very necessary for you to connect with and for you to do. It is a part of your purpose, is what I'm feeling, and you're right where you need to be is the message that I'm getting here. I'll go ahead and start with this deck. Underneath, interesting that we have Confront. So for some here, I feel like there may be a situation where you need to confront your fears, and a part of that may be an aspect of yourself. This is like the inner child, the past self. So I feel like there may be a lot of healing that has been needing to be done, and I feel some have neglected that. Some don't want to face that side of themselves, don't want to go through the pain, the trauma, the heartache, the whatever it is. For some of you, you need to open up your heart, open up deck are Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles. So it's interesting because it is the Four of Pentacles, which is usually about hoarding or about like stinginess or about keeping to oneself. But in this deck, it's the complete opposite. So I feel a part for some of you that you don't want to move forward has to do with you being afraid to open up to people around you. It's a sense that I'm getting here. Perhaps you guys, interesting, we have the heart chakra in reverse. Perhaps you guys are afraid to allow the fire and the passion within you to burn bright. Some of you have been trying to step more and more and more into your confidence, and I feel like this is an applause for those of you who have been becoming more confident in yourself and in your skills and your abilities and your talents. And for those of you who are still in the stage of that fear where you're too afraid to manifest and stand in your true power, I feel like this is saying that it's necessary for you to, but in the end it's your choice. No one or nothing can force you. All that can be done would be situations around you falling apart or different things around you changing. But in the end, if you don't go with the flow and you don't ride the tide, then you're going to miss out on opportunities, is what I'm seeing here so far already. Base chakra. I feel like there's a lot of instability in your life right now. This could be in terms of finances for some of you. I feel like for a lot, this may be in terms of home, relationship, family, career, just in general. I feel like with this card here, helpless and hopeless, it seems very daunting. Like there's this crossroads. I felt Hecate's energy. So if you've been wanting to connect with Hecate, or any other spirits that are known to help with decisions or carving your own path or whatever the case is, then perhaps that is a confirmation for you, since we do see the crossroads here. But I also feel here this is like quicksand in the middle. I'm sorry if you could hear a bunch of noise. I can't do anything about that. But it's saying to look upon the horizon. It's kind of like the saying, the grass is greener on the other side. And as you can see, it's just brown and barren here. But upon the horizon, there's mountains full of greenery. So I feel like some of you may be feeling very helpless and hopeless right now. Your situation, perhaps there's family health has been declining. Perhaps you've been feeling very stressed out at work. Perhaps certain aspects of what's going on with your friendships, things like that. I feel like some of you feel like you don't have much time, that it's been hard for you to find balance in your life right now. This is the Wheel of Fortune, isn't it? No, it's the Two of Pentacles, I'm sorry. So this is also about making decisions, finding balance, making decisions, and knowing where to put your pentacles, so to speak. So if you only have so much energy at the end of the day, what are you putting that energy to? Where is that energy going? Is it just going to waste with you sitting there stressing out over everything going on in your life, all the chaos, all the drama, all the bullshit, all the stress and anxiety and fears? Or is it something that you have been, despite your anxiety and your fears and your doubts and everything, that you have still been striving to create and try to align with your truth? Okay. We have base chakra at the bottom again. What I'm feeling, I'm going to go ahead and flip the deck here. I feel Spirit really wants me to shuffle this deck good, I guess. I don't usually shuffle this long, but gotta do what I gotta do to get the messages that need to come through. Share the love. Okay. Excuse me. Alright. So some of you have been feeling lonely, is the energy that I'm getting. I feel like you're trying to extend parts of yourself. For some of you, you're extending parts of yourself because you feel alone. And for others of you, you have been hermiting because you're feeling this pain in your heart, and it's kind of like making you redact or retract or take back the energy from the people you love and you trust, or that you confide in, because you feel like you don't have time for relationships, friendships, or anything of that sort at the moment. But what is completely necessary, I already shuffled it in, but what is what is completely necessary for you to do is to find balance between work, home, and all of that. I feel like some of you are kind of screaming at the screen like, well, bitch, like, I can't. I have these hours, and it's nice to have all these hours to get more pay, but at the same time, I'm dead. And when I'm at home, like, I just don't have any energy to put into these things that I love. If you need to change your availability, then do so. If that is the only way for you to have less than an insane amount of hours, then do it. And even if you have to say, like, my family is very important, their health is declining and this and that, and I need this day off. Like, I'm only asking for one day out of the entire week. I need this day off, like, for my sanity, for my health. If you want me to do a good job here while I'm working, you want me to keep producing at the same level, then I need time. I need time with my family and with people that I love, and I need time to be able to do things in my life. Like, we are not here to just work until we die. Although a part of our life, like, that's our mundane life that we are forced into, but there's more to life than that. I feel for some of you, you're really stressing out because your boss is a fucking dick, an asshole, a bitch, a cunt, whatever. Put whatever assholery word you want to. I feel like they've been making work a living hell for you and your coworkers. If you feel it's time for you to find somewhere new, do it. And don't be like, oh, but there's nowhere. Well, you don't know unless you try. And ask yourself, if you're the type of person that is, I'm sorry, I don't know why the spirit's like speaking so quick through me right now. I feel like everything has been going so quick in your life right now, and you just need to breathe and take a break, take a breath. Remind yourself to be in the moment. Don't rush ahead. I'm seeing this this card in my head again right now. This Chariot card. But the sense that I'm getting now is that it's saying, like, don't rush. Take your time. It's going to take time to find balance in your life. It is necessary for you to be still and in the moment now when you can. Find peace in the stillness of your life. If you rush forward, you will miss all the beautiful little details in life. And the next thing you know, you will be old and you will think, why didn't I enjoy the moments that I had? Alright. Okay. Wow. So yeah, I feel like some of you are afraid to share the love and to open up your heart again, and it's very understandable. I feel like some of you have gone through a divorce, have gone through a breakup, have gone through a best friend leaving your life, or whatever the case is. There's something that is very close to your heart I feel for someone very particular. You may have lost a family member very close to you recently. I'm very sorry for your loss. I feel like they want you to know that they are here with you and that they protect you, and they want to see you find this balance in your life and this happiness within you, okay? Okay. Let's see. Got chills. I got chills, they're multiplying. Whew. Can you believe this shit? Oh, I love tarot. It's so cool. Look at this. Yo, man. And some people don't believe in this shit. Okay. But you see what we were talking about. Okay. Alright. So, kind of backtracking a little bit. Before I started mentioning about this tarot card that I found on the floor, this Chariot in reverse, what I like to do is to use the singing bowl, and I just jumped into this reading. There was just so many messages trying to come through that was so fast. So I'm going to go ahead and use the singing bowl a little bit. So let's breathe in and out. Okay, so let's just be in the moment, breathe in and out. If you're wearing headphones, be aware this gets loud. If your computer is loud, then just be aware, your phone, whatever. Okay, I want you to focus on your breathing and to feel your body. What I'm hearing is feel where you have tension in your body, and while you're breathing in and out and you're listening to the singing bowl ring, imagine, visualize. I want to say visualize, not imagine. Imagine usually seems fake. This is visualization. Visualize that pain, those fears, anxieties, that ache. I heard heartache, whatever it is, visualize it just dissipate and dissolve, okay? And that energy, imagine it flowing down into the earth and transmuting, okay? And after it transmutes, bring it back up into your body. All right, so Okay. There was a day, this singing bowl is attuned to the heart chakra in particular, and there was a day I was feeling a lot, and I just got this idea to kind of lean back or lay down, whatever is more comfortable for you and works for you, and to put the singing bowl like on top of my heart, and I was playing it while it was on my body. And I feel for those of you who own a singing bowl, especially if you're having certain body aches, or you're feeling a lot of tension, or like heart pain. This could be either literally if you have cardiac issues. I'm not a doctor. Or if you're just very heartbroken right now. If you have a singing bowl, go ahead and put it on your chest and play the bowl while it's on your body, and feel it vibrate all through your body, or wherever it is that you have aches. Or if you have someone to help you do this, then go ahead. Of course, be safe, be careful. Singing bowls can fall and break, so make sure that you're somewhere that if it slides off, then it'll be okay and it won't roll off and fall on the floor. But I feel like that might be very healing and helpful for somebody. I have been feeling pretty heartbroken recently, and I did that and it felt good. And my dad has a lot of heart issues, and I did that for him, and he felt so relaxed, and he said it felt so good. And he's bradycardic, so he has severe heart issues, but he really enjoyed it. So just a little tidbit for somebody out there. All right, if you're still here, thank you for sticking around. I saw 2233. But yeah, so I feel like this is, again, nobody wants to hear it, but if you're still here, you need the message, and this is what's coming through. It is necessary. Some of you may be living your life with your childhood traumas locked in a box or a cage or a room or a closet or whatever it is, and this is saying the only way for you to move forward is for you to face it. There's no other way. As you can see in the horizon, it is all barren desert. And it's interesting because, I shuffled it into the deck, but it was the card that I mentioned about Hecate and the crossroads and the horizon and stuff. In this card, what I'm seeing here is that upon the horizon, there's nothing. So if you continue in your life the way that you are, and in these terms, it is referring to shoving down your trauma and not wanting to face it, then you will be forever lingering and wandering in the void of wilderness and barren lands. What I'm seeing here is the only way truly to go forward for you in order to heal and to really accomplish and achieve what it is that you really want. You have to face your fears. This shadow stems from him or her, whoever you are, it doesn't matter. But it will not leave, it will not integrate until this person faces it. Perhaps you're masculine or a feminine, or a female leading in masculine energy, or whatever the case is. In order to go through the portal, the gateway, the next chapter, you must. And I know people don't like to be told what to do, but this is Spirit telling you, you must. There's absolutely no way around it. And you're like, I'm hearing like someone's spirit guide is very stern, like tough love right now, okay? But there's absolutely no fucking way around it. If you want to keep ignoring it and be in blissful ignorance, that is on you, no one else. Stop blaming other people for you avoiding your issues and leading in fear. If you want to charge forward and heal and progress and move on, the only way, no matter how much you hate it, is to face it. Once you face it, you're able to heal it, and in healing it, you're able to integrate it. And once you do, you will come into true alignment with who you really are, and you will come into knowing of what you are truly meant to do in your life. Everything that you have been wanting to do that has been on hold, a part of that energy is because you hold yourself back, because you choose not to face it. And that is what is being said. Perhaps some of you work with Lilith or other energies, but that is the message that I'm getting here, okay? Speaking of fears, we have darkest fears in reverse. There is no way for you to deny it, and the more you keep denying it and acting like it doesn't exist, you keep going from tarot reader to tarot reader, spiritualist to spiritualist, guru to guru, religious person to religious person. You keep going to people to seek the answer to the same fucking shit that you keep asking when you already know. You already know. Stop being ignorant. Stop being afraid. Stop running away from what it is that you know you need to do. There is no way around it. There's not. It will forever haunt your ass until you face it. And you can face it in whatever way you need to. If you need to seek counseling, seek counseling. If you want to do your own ritual to do it, then do your own ritual to do it. If you know someone who you trust, and it can't just be a random person on the internet. That's not what I'm saying. Somebody that you know, that you trust. And if they are on the internet, then you still have to trust them. Excuse me. If you want somebody to help you through this, there are people that can help you. But you have to face it. There's no way around it. None. Your darkest fears are holding you back. You are in these cycles here, okay? There are these cycles, okay? We have 99 and 77. I say that because 8 and 1 make 9. This one is number 9, and then I say 77 because we have 7, the chariot, and then we have this one, 7. Okay. 77, 99. You might want to look into those numbers. Perhaps you see synchronicities of 777, 999, or whatever the case is. You have to face your fears. It's interesting because this awaiting results card was in reverse. And it's like, in order to grow, you have to lead from your heart. You have to lead from your heart, and you have to trust your intuition. It is the only way for you to truly make those strides that you have been promising yourself or truly wanting within you to accomplish or to do, or whatever the case is. It has to come from the heart. Within the chakra system of the 7 main chakras, because there's a lot more than that, but of the 7 main chakras, which chakra is in the center? The heart. The heart is the center of the energy. I just saw like a little streak of light, like kind of like a shooting star in a way. Like I literally saw it like in front of me. Okay. Some of you are wishing, hoping, praying for there to be changes. Your spirit guides, your angels, your demons, your ancestors, your god, your goddesses, your whatever are telling you you can have everything that you desire and everything that you can dream of if you face your fears and heal and move forward, because this will help you get into alignment with your truth and what you truly need within you. When you are in alignment, everything falls into place. But when you are too afraid to face yourself, you are not in alignment because you are hiding from yourself. I feel like some of you lie to people about how you truly feel about a situation, a person, a place, a thing, a job, a family member, whatever the case is. Some of you are not being truly honest with yourself and those around you because you are choosing not to face it because it hurts, because it's sad, because it's emotional, because it's heavy, because it's deep. However, this is saying you need to, and it's okay. Okay? You want to heal, you want to move forward, then you need to put in the effort. However, don't rush. You will have to sit with it longer than just one night out of the whole life. Think about how long. Think about how old you are. And think about how long you have experienced those situations. Let's say it was in your childhood and you were a teenager, and it was literally years of your life that you were going through this trauma, this heartache, this pain, these issues, and you think you're gonna heal it in one night, in 30 minutes meditation, in 10-minute journaling? No. That is just the beginning. That is the first step that you need to take, and it will help, like a snowball effect, help you through what it is that you need to work through. But you need to take that first step, no matter how scared you are, no matter how much it hurts. I heard here's spirit warning me or mentioning about like someone has severe anxiety. When they think of this trauma, this whatever it is that happened to them, they get anxiety attacks, panic attacks, and things like that, okay? Again, if you need to seek professional help, then seek professional help. What would help, I feel, for some of you would be to do research for to look into other people that have the same situations that you do. So if you have a lot of anxiety over this PTSD, and I feel like it is severe PTSD for some people, more than you may like to admit, but that's the truth, okay? I feel Spirit is saying do research to see how other people handle that. So maybe on YouTube you can search how to cope with PTSD, how to heal PTSD, things like that, and try different methods. Listen to what these people have to say, especially if it is a story that they have, an experience that they have that is resonant with you. I saw 3444, so 444 may be significant to you, speaking of grounding. So listen to the people that resonate with you and start to implement their advice if you feel it deep down inside that it will help, or that you want to try it. Now, before I forget with the 444, what I'm also getting here is to, whenever you're doing shadow work or regressions or like healing traumas and stuff, I feel a huge energy saying to keep a grounding stone with you. So any kind of grounding stone. I'm not going to list a name. If you want to, you can look it up online, grounding stones or lower chakra stones, different things like that. The one thing I will say is my favorite grounding stones tend to be black, and they're also very protective. In my opinion, they are the most protective, but find what works for you. Like for example, one of my best friends uses like bloodstone to ground and stuff. So do what you feel you need to do. Whatever stone it is that helps you ground, whether it's a clear quartz or it's an amethyst. Actually, I heard amethyst is really good. Yes. Those of you who have severe anxiety, use amethyst and lavender. Amethyst will help calm you, and it is good for protection as well. And because it is a quartz as well, it has the clarity aspects to it. Okay, so I wasn't gonna list them, but there you go. Okay, so with this balance card here, this is, I was gonna say number 5, and then we have number 5 here. Okay, challenging times. Some of you are guarding your heart. This guy, it's not like, he doesn't look afraid. He actually looks like it's not like a smile. It's like he knows that he's ready for whatever is to come. I feel like it's kind of like a poker face in a way. He has this shield over his heart, and even the shield has like this poker face. Okay. And 5 is the number of change and transformation. So you've been going through a lot of challenging times, and it's been hard for you to find the vitality within you, but you have to change your focus. Okay. And working with your higher self, your spirit guides. They're giving you messages and they're showing you synchronicities. Pay attention to them. And there's a lot here about moving forward, moving on. I see this here with love. So for some of you, this is moving towards love. For some of you, this is healing from the past love. For some of you, this is going to mean different things. For you, you're going to feel deep down in your heart what this means. If you feel like there's this need to heal something, then work on that. But I feel like the most important thing of this message is not to get carried away by love or to chase fake love. But I feel like this is about finding that self-love, okay? Alright, so let me put these back and then get to this here. Speaking of love, we have balance here. Okay. Challenging times and balance. So I feel a lot of you, this has to do with love situations, so family or relationship. It doesn't have to be, but I feel like the majority of you, it may be. I'm seeing the number 6, even though this is the number 5. So we have, well, not 5, it's 14, but 4 and 1 make 5, so 55. So we have 77, 99, 55. Again, this is stemming from the heart. Okay. This is about removing the clouds around you, the fogginess, the fears, the doubts, the overwhelm, the overthinking, the anxiety. I heard depression for somebody. Again, I'm not a health professional. I'm not liable for anything. Seek help if you really feel you need the help. It will help you. There's nothing wrong with getting counseling, excuse me, sorry, there's still a stigma around it sometimes for some people, but I think most people are open-minded enough and smart enough to know and realize that there's nothing wrong with getting the help that you need. Like, hello, if you're like dying, you go to the hospital, right? So you're seeking help, right? You're not just dying laying there like bleeding to death and choosing, okay. Sorry, I just felt this like energy of like, well, duh, like if you have an issue, you seek somebody to help you with the issue, right? If you don't know how to fix cars, you go to a mechanic, right? Or your family member who does know how to fix cars, right? So if you go to people to help you for whatever issue, then why is it so hard to believe that it's okay to seek mental health help or whatever kind of help that you need? I heard legal help for somebody, like lawyer. I heard lawyer. Okay, so some of you are finalizing a divorce or have just finalized a divorce. Some of you are perhaps battling custody right now. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. Don't be afraid to seek the help that you need. Don't be afraid to invest in people that you know that you can trust. All right? Now, for those of you who know deep down inside that you can do it yourself and that you really feel like, I know I can do it, I know I am the one that needs to help myself through this, then do it. What are you waiting for? If you can help yourself, then prove it to yourself. And I know what that's like because I've been through depression when I was at the deepest, darkest, and I won't go into so many details, but trigger warning, I was at the point where I didn't want to be on earth anymore. Sorry if you could hear a lot of yelling. My family is loud. I have extended family in town. But yes, so I got distracted. I feel like that completely like got me off topic. Yeah, in the midst of my depression, my mom is a counselor. Of course, she can't counsel me because legally she can't, because she could lose her license. That's just how it is. You know, different things like that. And a part of it is because counselors speaking to people that they know, people won't open up. They won't tell the whole story because they may be afraid that somebody might judge them. Okay, but yeah, so everyone I knew, even my childhood best friend who's gone through therapy and counseling like a whole huge chunk of her life, best friends and acquaintances and just like anybody who I told my story to, everyone came to the same conclusion that I needed help, professional help. And I knew I needed help, even at the time that I was telling each and every single one of these people my story. I knew I needed help, but there was a day I was talking to my parents and I was opening up to them about like what was going on and everything. And I remember them saying like, yeah, you do need help. And it's okay, like that's nothing to be ashamed of. Like it's okay. And I remember telling them like, I know I need help. And everyone who I've told this to knows that I need help too. I'm not ignorant to that. But I want to do it myself. And my mom, as my mother, she's like, well, you know, Mija, like it's gonna take longer. It's gonna be harder, you know. The thing about going to counseling is that they already know how to help, and like they already have tools that they can teach you on how to like cope with things and like how to heal, and they could help you like work through things. And she was telling me that, and I was like, I know that, but I want to do all that for myself because I feel deep down inside I have to. And it's not like I'm not ashamed of counseling or anything. It's just that I feel like I have to for myself. And I am very grateful to say that I have recovered. And this was years ago. But, it was hard. It took years. And of course, like, there's still things I'm healing from. Such is the way of life. No one is 100% healed, and if they think so, then that's bullshit. There will always be more to heal from, because living life, there's always things that are going on, and that's okay. But, there will always be that part of you, but what you choose to perceive it as being will be the important key element for you to be mindful of. I hope that makes sense. I really went on like a tangent there. I feel like very alright, so I think you get the point. If you need help, get help. If you need to help yourself, well, technically, even when you go seek counseling, you still have to help yourself. They just give you the tools for you to do so. But yeah, so know that you have the power within yourself, whether you go to seek counseling or not, to heal, in general, okay? So let's pull from this deck. That was winded. You just did, man. Oh, Nine of Swords in reverse. I heard pulled from the top. Yo. Spirit got me. Is that I got you. Remember how I mentioned Emperor? This is giving me Emperor vibes, even though it's a Chariot. Here's the motherfucking Emperor. I heard Aries. If you're an Aries too, happy early or belated birthday. But yeah, I'm feeling Aries energy here. So definitely about charging forward, splitting what needs to split, like make way. I'm seeing like white chicks when he really has to use the bathroom because he's lactose intolerant, etc. And he's like, move, bitch. And then he like runs into the stall. Here, move, bitch. That's like Aries energy. Like, get the fuck out of my way. You're with me or you're not. I'm charging ahead. Are you gonna come with me or not? You will or you won't, but I'm going over there. Where are you going? Okay, that's the kind of energy that I'm getting. Yeah. Okay, I got 2. I meant to get 1. We have the 7 of Pentacles. And we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, sorry you could see the smudge. Still there, whatever. A smudge on the side now. Okay. Underneath the deck, we have the High Priestess. I saw 5005. You know you need to make changes in your life. There is no way for you to run away from it. None. Absolutely nothing you can do to run away from the healing that you must accomplish. Is the only way. There's no way to avoid it. And if you choose to avoid it, it will only haunt you for the rest of your fucking life until you die. And you know what? Even then, it's still gonna haunt you in your next life, because then it's just gonna be some karma that you have to deal with in the next life. Okay? And I'm not joking when I fucking say that, whether you believe in karma or not. If you believe in reincarnation of any sort, then you best believe it's gonna bite you in the ass now or way later. But it will. It's gonna haunt you forever unless you deal with it. Okay? You don't want to hear it, but you're here. And if you're still watching this, thank you for being an OG. I mean, people can't, people have no attention span these days. And I know my readings are long and people just like, okay, bye, click off after like 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Okay, but yeah. So if you're here and it's resonating, you know what you gotta do, and you don't want to. Trust me, nobody wants to. I can't tell you how tired I get of having to deal with the same shit over and over. It's like, Spirit, like, have I not already healed this shit already? Like, why is it coming back into my life? Why do I have to deal with this again? And Spirit's like, because you have to. It's not fully healed yet. Like, it's gonna keep coming back until you keep, until you're able to cope with it the best that you can. Until you're able to move forward without it no longer, not even a sliver, holding you back. It will keep haunting you until you deal with it to the point where it doesn't hold you back at all. And even then, it will come up, but at least at that point, you will know how to deal with it, how to cope with it, and it becomes easier and easier and easier. Alright? So that's the energy that I'm getting. 9 of Swords in reverse. This is, 9 of Swords is about anxiety and fears up the ass. I feel someone at night gets really sad, very emotional. Trigger warning, but I heard an S word. So trigger warning, but I heard suicidal. Definitely get help, okay? And if you are not at the point where you feel ready to get help, save the number for the suicide hotline on your phone. Even if you have ever at any point recently contemplated or imagined doing that, then you need to save that phone number on your phone. Okay? I don't want to bring this energy up, but it's coming up, so I'm going to say it. But I feel for like one person in very, very particular, so maybe a small percentage of you, but at least one person who's watching this all the way through has been at the point where they're like 0.01% away, or how can I say, 99.99% away from crossing that line. Save that phone number on your phone. Nobody has to know that you have it. You don't have to tell anybody that you have that phone number, but you save it. For those of you who have an unstable service, I heard like write it down and keep it in your wallet. And you don't have to write suicide hotline on the phone, on the paper. You could just have that phone number on there and maybe draw a little symbol that will remind you of what that number is. Or, whatever it is that will keep you knowing what that number is, okay? Nobody has to know what it is. It's just for your sake. I saw 5511. It is just for you. Especially if you're that person who's been like literally right there at the line and not on the line yet, or on the line literally, then you need to save that phone number, is what I feel. I'm getting chills. Okay. All right. Again, I'm not a professional. I'm really sorry for what you're going through. I know how hard it is. It's really hard. And there's no way of, I don't believe in sugarcoating things, but there's no way to bring it up lightly, but to just mention it. Okay. Remind yourself of your power. Don't let anyone. Okay, I just saw something in my head. All right, let me continue what I was going to say first. Don't let anyone, not even you, hold yourself back. Now, I'm seeing in my mind, there's this video that my boss showed me today. She's super into K-pop and like Korean music, and she's super like BTS, like mega fan, and like all of that. And she was showing me this song today. Like she mentioned it, and I was like, you know what, I should look up that song, at least the lyrics. And she's like, you know what, like just watch it, like play it on your phone. Because I was like, man, it sucks that our computers, like they can't play sound. And she's like, play it on your phone, nobody's around, do it, it's okay. So she gave me permission to, and like I literally teared up and got emotional, because it's a song that the way she explained it to me is pretty much that despite what everything else that's coming her way, like all the negative energy, all the shit talking, all the whatever the fuck it is, well, my boss doesn't like cuss, but I do. And she's like, whatever the fuck it is, pretty much, I'm paraphrasing, like she's avoiding arrows the whole video. And the one arrow that hits her is herself shooting the arrow, and it hits her. And pretty much what it means, oh my god, she said that vocalist is from Blackpink. What was the name? For sure, I'll link it in the description box. I'll probably put like one of the first things. I will not be able to remember at all. But pretty much like the only thing that got to her, that penetrated through her and brought her down was herself. And so that's pretty much what it was. And so yeah, like watch the video and really internalize it. The truth is that there are times in our life where we allow other people to bring us down. But when you're in this energy, no one can fucking bring you down but yourself. Unless you're a dictator and you get overthrown, okay? But we're not talking about that. So in this Emperor energy, nothing can bring you down but yourself. Only you can knock yourself down from your own throne, is what it's saying here. It's saying stand in your power, not as a dictator, but as a loving, kind, understanding yet stern, with your boundaries. Like, don't let people cross your boundaries. If they do, there's the motherfucking door. You don't respect me, bye, I don't need you in my life. That kind of thing. Only you can bring you down, and you have. But it's time for you to rise like a phoenix. I'm curious what's underneath this deck. Understanding and looking at both sides is what's under this deck, okay? So realize that you have the power within yourself to transform your situation. And for some of you, you're like, no, I don't. Like, this is happening and this is my life. And I heard battered women syndrome. If someone, and whether you're male or female, this applies to both, okay, is what I'm seeing here. If your partner is abusing you, get the fuck out. The statistics state that the percentage of battered women who keep going back to their abuser, the statistics are extremely high that they end up dead. There are people who have lost people close to them because of those kind of situations. People who tried to keep them from going back, but they did, and then they ended up dead, and they were warned over and over and over again, but because they think just because some person says like, oh, I'm sorry, I won't do it again, and they keep doing it again, like, what the fuck do you expect? Talk the talk, and don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. But the thing is, in that situation, is don't wait for it to be too late. Don't wait. Break it off. Most people don't change, and it's not because they can't, it's because they won't. Because they don't want to, because they're ignorant and they don't think that they should, and they don't think that they're doing anything wrong. I heard gaslighting. So gaslighting is when you bring something up to your partner or your family member or whoever. You bring something up that's an issue that they are projecting onto you, for example. So let's say you're trying to bring up their anger in the nicest way that you can, like pretty much like, hey, you're getting angry at me. That's not, I don't deserve that. I'm not being rude to you, or this or that, and like you need to work on your anger. Maybe you need anger management. And they start getting even more angry, and then they start throwing you under the bus and be like, oh, well, you're this and you're that and you're that and you're this, and because you're this, you make me angry. And they start to turn it around to where it's your problem, to where you're the only issue. Instead of facing themselves and dealing with their own shit, I saw 103:13. Instead of admitting their faults, they point the finger and they're like, you. It's your fault. You're shit. You're this. You're that. No, don't put up with that shit. That's gaslighting. And then they make you feel bad. They make you end up feeling guilty, where you end up apologizing for something you have absolutely nothing to apologize for. I mean, well, like there are, as this states. Okay, so. Okay. Alright. Understanding, and it says looking at both sides. So admit when you're wrong. Yes. Every relationship, it takes two to tango. Alright. And if you don't like the situation, get out of it, okay? But I'm seeing gaslighting, I'm seeing abuse, I'm seeing neglect, I'm seeing a lot of negative situations here, okay? So before I continue with the dragon deck, I'm going to continue with the skeletons. So we have here the 7 of Pentacles. This is about planting your seeds and tending to them. Whatever it is in your life that you want to grow, you have to tend to it. It's like, for example, if someone is like, I want a garden and I want to be self-sufficient, and I want vegetables and fruits and herbs and flowers, and I want this and that and that and that. Cool. Let's say maybe you don't make enough money to just pay a gardener to tend to your garden every day. You know what I mean? Let's say the mass majority of us don't have time or like money to just give to somebody to do something like that. And if you're here sitting there saying you want to be self-sufficient, but then you're paying somebody to garden for you, then that's hypocrisy, okay? Just saying. But anyway, what I'm saying here is you have to make it happen. You want that garden? Prove it to yourself. You have a black thumb and you kill every plant that you have? I know what that's like, but the point is here is that you have to keep trying. You plant the seeds, you tend to them, you let them grow. And sometimes they're going to die, especially if you have no knowledge of how to take care of plants. Plants are very, very finicky. Very. They're like pets. They're like they're human beings. Some of them need more water than others. Some need more sun than others. You can literally drown a plant by overwatering it. Especially the more you do it, it will die. There are plants that end up getting pests and end up dying because they have diseases. Did you know? Plants can get diseases. They can get mites. They can get root rot. Like different things like that. So it's really important for you to know the season to grow it or the environmental conditions, because you can't grow everything in every environment. You can't. I mean, do you see palm trees in the middle of the desert? No, there's a reason why. Do you see flowers in the wilderness of also desert? I mean, some flowers, poppies, maybe, I don't know. Every environment is different, okay? And some plants can only survive and thrive in certain environments. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of plants that need humidity, like bananas and coconuts. I mean, like in Puerto Rico, you see like coconuts, and people are literally climbing up trees and getting coconuts down and stuff. And like, you will never find that in the desert because it literally cannot survive without those conditions. So, what you want to plant, you have to be prepared to give that person, place, thing, whatever it is. That what I'm seeing more than those three is passion projects. I'm seeing like career. I'm seeing like what it is within yourself that you're trying to grow and evolve and expand. Excuse me. The only way for you to do that is to be consistent. You want to lose weight or gain muscle or gain weight or whatever the case is, you want to be more mindful of your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your all of that. You have to be consistent, and that's the hardest thing. It's okay. Some people struggle with starting, but they're more consistent, and some people are good at starting, but they're not consistent. So if you're like me, you're good at starting shit, but being consistent is the hard part. So like, yeah, I could start literally a project, start whenever, wherever, when I feel motivated to. There are so many times I can just do it, but then I kind of like, don't keep going. And I think a lot of us have that issue. So whatever it is you're trying to build for yourself, you need to be consistent, you need to be persistent, and you need to be, what was that word? I was going to say something else. Patient. Consistent, persistent, and patient. Okay? That's what I'm seeing here. And with this Knight of Cups in reverse, I feel like this is kind of saying like this love that you expect or that you are seeking within others, you need to give to yourself. Okay? And you know this. You already know this. All this I'm saying, you already know within yourself. You've been thinking it. It's been coming to you. You want to deny it. Here it is, over and over again, from one reader to the next, from one day to the next, is the same thing. The self, gathering your power. This is a fun card. Alright, so I saw 1, 10, 11. This is the self, gathering your power. Yeah. You want to do what it is that you feel. I saw 1, 10, 23. So to me, that's kind of like full card energy. 1, 2, 3 is like the beginnings, taking the first step. It's a confirmation to a lot of people. Whatever it is that you've been thinking about during this reading, or when I was mentioning the 7 of Pentacles, this is a confirmation for you to achieve that goal, to follow your dreams, and to appreciate and utilize your talents. Every single person on this planet has talents. And don't be that, oh no, I don't. Yes, you do. And just because you don't realize what they are doesn't mean that you're not talented. You just have to find it. And usually what it is, I saw 1, 11, 13. Usually what it is that you're going to be the most talented about is something that you've always been passionate about your whole life. Okay? That's a good place to start if you don't know what your talents are. Like, for example, were you that kid that was always singing in your room alone with your doors closed since you were like 2 years old or something? And that you would do that like your whole life, and you've always wanted to sing but you're afraid to sing? That's me. Then like do it. Maybe you're talented in that, but you keep yourself from it. Stand in your power. Be honest with yourself. This is the self. Gathering your power. This is within you. Wheel of Fortune. What is this? 9 of Wands. Okay. You know it's within you. You're just being modest, or like, I'm not good enough, or whatever bullshit. Stop. You know it. You feel it in your heart. You want to do it. And regardless of what other people, do it anyway. Do it because you love it. Fuck what other people think. Fuck it. Just do it. Right? And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is about destiny. It's about cycles. It's about just doing that thing. Or you don't, and opportunities will pass you by that you're going to be like, oh, I should have done that. And then, well, too bad. Too bad, so sad. You didn't, and it's not going to come back. That same opportunity will never come back twice. It will never be the same. Even if it comes back in the future, it's probably going to be different. Because it's another time. Don't be guarded. Don't be the 9 of Wands guarded. Okay? Just embrace it. You have options. You have options and things that you can do in your life. Things that you want. I'm seeing for someone, this is love. For some, this is career. For some, this is passion projects. For some, this is all of the above. But you have to charge forward. I didn't mean to get 2 cards. But look. Right when I said you have to charge forward, this is the Chariot. I love when Spirit does that. That's so fucking cool. The Chariot. Here's another confirmation to everything we've been saying. This is about charging forward. Literally just the Chariot. I can't believe that shit. I can. I just love it. Okay. So what's behind here? Yo, oh my god. Spirit is just so fucking awesome. Thank you. Not leaving me hanging. Here we go. Thank you. Spirit's with us here. And I hope that you're grateful in knowing that you're not alone. And that your spirit guides really love you so much. I saw 11505. Really love you so much that they want you so desperately to make the changes. And with those fives, the 55 so desperately want you to make those changes so that you can move forward in your strength and in your power, and shine bright like a fucking diamond, and like illuminate like the stars, and have that energy that you walk into a room and everyone's like, who the fuck is that? Like, what? I just feel this energy, and it's just like, wow, that person. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're wearing or what you look like. It's just this. It's about energy. That's what's going on. Okay. So, and then I just saw 11555. Awesome. Okay. Charge forward. Do the thing. And you're going to have to cut off situations that don't resonate with you. People, places, things, mentalities, habits, perspectives, energies, not only around you, but within yourself. I think this card looks creepier on the screen than it does in person, just because the teeth look like, I don't know, I've seen this creepy face. So this is making me think back to those fears. Face your fears. Okay. Face those fears. Make those changes. It will transform your fucking life. Like, you will never fathom. You will not believe. And of course, with everything takes time. Okay. But you will see how gradually, like, things change for you. Be grateful that things are changing for you. By the way, just always remember that. Be grateful. Okay, you already know this. This here, there's a black pillar, a white pillar. This is about finding balance. We don't know what is beyond the veil. However, I just noticed something. Not that one. Which one? Which one was it? It was this one. Here it is. The moon. The moon. Face your fears. You know what you need to do to find balance within yourself is to face the fears and to heal your past. It takes time. It takes energy. It hurts. It sucks. It, all that shit, but it's necessary. 100% necessary. There's no way around it. View things from different perspectives. Open your mind. Trust. Trust in the divine. Trust in those that you love. Trust your path. Some of you may not have all of the support group that you wish or that you deserve. But trust in yourself. Love yourself. You are your greatest ally or your worst foe. What do you choose to be in this life? And the answer should be your greatest ally. Just, I'll give you the answer to this quiz, pop quiz. Be your greatest ally. You're not alone. Even when you think you are. And at this day and age with technology, there's absolutely no reason why people should feel like they're really alone, But I also feel there's this energy that just shifted that's like, well, I mean, just because you're not alone doesn't mean you're not, like, alone. I get it. But if you don't want to feel so blocked off and like you live under a rock, then you need to open up. People are not always going to chase you when you keep saying, no, I don't want to go, no, I can't go, no, I'm too busy. People are going to stop asking you because they don't want to bother you because they're used to your answer being the same. So if you're that kind of person to the point where your friends and your family don't invite you places, then be honest with them. Hey, you know what? I'm at this point in my life right now that I'm really trying to get out of my shell. I'm really trying to make changes to be more sociable, or to, not be so alone all the time. I want to hang out more. Tell the people that you love and that you want to spend time with, let them know that you want that. and that you are still working on it. But like, hey, you know what? Like I had to do this with the homies at some point, that I was like, hey, you know what? Like I know that I've been like, really busy and like not really hanging out and like very reclusive. They know me. I go on hiatuses even from the closest people to me. But I admitted to them, hey, like, um, I'm sorry about that. Like, I get when I'm dealing with issues and things in my life and stress and stuff. But I really am trying to make steps towards like not staying in that energy. Like hell, I admitted that to some of my coworkers. Like they would mention about partying and stuff, and they'd ask me about stuff like that. I'm like, man, I used to party back in the day, like back when I was in college, and and it's been a long time, and maybe it's time for me to go out there again and have some fun or something. Like, even if it's just something little. I saw 121.13, again, making me think of full card and moving forward and taking the first step. I saw 121.21. So, anyway. And so I mentioned that to some of my coworkers, and actually one of my coworkers invited me to their birthday party. And their birthday is literally like one day before mine, but their birthday party was on the weekend, which was this past weekend. And yeah, I was so close at some point because I have extended family that came, that was coming, and so we were, preparing for their arrival and stuff like that. And I was so close at some point to just being like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not gonna go. But then something told me, go. Just go. Allow yourself to go. You know what, if you're tired and you gotta wake up early to finish cleaning or whatever the case, to, whatever it is, to prepare for your family to come, like, just have fun for once. Like, it's been a long time since you've, like done that. Like, gone to a birthday party or something. Like, go. And I did. And it was so fun. And yeah, so it was a nice experience, and everyone was cool, and nobody was like, I didn't feel any stank ass energy, like yeah, at other situations that I might, it was, I think everyone was more open, and it wasn't something super crazy with like 50 people. It was smaller than that, but I think that was another aspect to it that helped it be more welcoming and more enjoyable, was because it was a smaller group of people, like less than 10 people maybe. I don't know, maybe more, but like for sure less than 20 people. And yeah, so it was fun, and I feel like for some of you this is like a confirmation for you to enjoy your time with your friends. Like, yeah, just be you. Embrace yourself, and don't be afraid to share who you are with your friends. Like how I mentioned about singing. I know I'm like going story time and stuff, but I feel like it's necessary for someone to hear. I mentioned I love singing, and I really mean that. I was not exaggerating when I said, like, I was a kid and I would sing alone in my room, and excuse me, there was a point, maybe I was like 6 or something, that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sing and I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna listen to it and it's gonna be great. Like, I'm so excited. I want to hear what I really sound like, and do I actually sound like this person? And like, oh my god. And so I prepared and I pressed record and I started singing the song like with all my heart and at the top of my lungs, and I listened to it. I was like, I'm never gonna sing in front of anyone ever again. It broke my heart. I was like, damn, bitch, like, that's what you sound like? Like, don't. Just spare people from hearing your voice. And I've had multiple situations in my life that I've sung, like maybe in front of exes or like certain friends or something, that I would sing. And I had one ex tell me, wow, you, because I love Evanescence, I always have. And she was always somebody who inspired me vocally. And like I sung an Evanescence song in front of an ex and stuff, like years ago. And that friend and his brother were like, you kind of sound like her, like you're giving that energy, like it's really good. And I was like, no, like I would never sound like her, but like I can tell you that. Like, you know. And so yeah, like I've had these situations in my life where I wanted to sing and I was too afraid. Like more recently, I have the homies, and the homies are a couple of like friends that I've known for a long time, and we went to high school together, and they're musicians. And for a long time I've always messed with them and like, hey, like what if we made a band, and like it would be so fun. And so we've talked about some songs that we would do covers for and things like that. And there was a day that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna sing it for you guys, and like we'll see. And they took it very seriously, and I should know that by now. Anything musically or something like that, they're gonna take it seriously. And so one day they're like, yeah, there's a song, you said you're gonna sing it, like sing it. And then they put the song, and I was very, very shy. I was so meek. I was like singing it, super shy and nervous, and they're practically like, we couldn't hear you. And I was like, good. Yeah, but kind of recently, I don't remember, I think we were talking about it again, that I was at the point where I'm like, you know what, I have to find a way to bring it up without, I didn't want to just bring it up like, play this song, I want to sing it for you guys. I wanted to bring it up in a way that felt like more natural. And so I was kind of like, hey, you know, remember when we were mentioning about the band or whatever, like what song would you guys want to, like what band do you think? And then one of my friends was like, oh, Paramore. And one of my other friends mentioned another band, and I was like, what about Evanescence? You know, hint hint. And so my friend was like, yeah, sure, and what song should I play? I was just like, why don't you play like some Evanescence or something? And I was like, just pick whatever. And so my friend picked a song, and I was just like, it's time. I didn't say that, but I felt it. And then you press play, and I started singing the song like louder than they've ever heard me sing, ever. Like louder than I've ever sung in front of like not my partner. And I did eventually, like halfway through the song, realize how loud I was and like started to get a little nervous and stuff. Like, what if it sounds bad? So I still have a lot of this overthinking with it too. But my point is, like, it felt so fucking good at the end of the song to be like, I did that. Despite all of the fears that I've had all this time, like, even with some of my closest friends that I've never been able to do that with, and then like just to like let it out. And it felt so empowering and so beautiful. And so lately, every now and then, like I might be around somebody or something, like kind of singing something or humming a random tune that comes to my head, or making some shit up, just going by like the frequency or the pitches I hear in my head. And like I've actually gotten good responses, and despite like my fears and my anxieties towards like what other people might think of my voice, I'm kind of at the point where it's like, well, fuck what people think, you know what, I want to do this because it's fun, and like I could share this moment with my friends and all of that, and if I sound like shit, whatever. Like my goal isn't to be the greatest band on earth. Like, it's just to have fun with the homies and like to sing and to like express myself like that I've always wanted to and never felt the courage to do so. And I feel like a lot of you have been in the same situation to some degree, like whether it's music or it's dance or it's whatever it is. There's like a plethora, a slew of things that it could be, sorry, for you. And that's why I'm feeling. So move past your fears. Like, once you face your fears, like, things will open up and you will be surprised, and it's fucking crazy. But yeah. So I think another thing that helped was that there was a video that I posted kind of recently, and someone that I know said like, hey, you have a voice that you could do like ASMR or something. And I was like, you know what, for someone to say that, I think that means that it's soothing enough, that it's like not terrible. Sorry, my phone's gonna die, so let me hurry up. I digress. I'm sorry for the big story time. If you're still here, thank you. You're a champ. I appreciate you. You are the OG. You are the true soul family. But yeah, so interestingly enough, look at this next card. It says freedom. Breaking the chains. I wasn't even looking at it this whole time that I was talking. And it's so relevant. And then this next song, this is challenge, standing up for your rights. And this is number 13. This is like death card energy. It's about that transformation. It's about cutting out what needs to be cut out in order to face it and to move forward. To have the freedom. Have the freedom. Acknowledge it. Yeah. This says destruction, releasing your anger. And what I'm getting is not like to be destructive is not the case here. What I'm getting here is this last part, the releasing your anger. And I feel like this is saying like release your anger, your frustrations, your emotions in a healthy way. If you're a poet, write poetry. If you're an artist, draw or paint or whatever it is you do. If you're a musician, write lyrics or make music or whatever it is. Like, if you love sports, then go play sports at the park or something. Meet new random people that do what you do and that love what you love, and embrace that aspect of yourself. Share it with others. You will see that false people or people that were never really meant to stay in your life will fall away. And the people who are truly meant, the people who are your soul family will only, I love my self scratches, will only be more drawn to you. And likewise you to them. And it's beautiful. And it's guided. I feel like I should pull from something else, but I don't have any of my other decks here. Except those. Maybe I shouldn't. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I have these random cards before one of my best friends slash exes slash roommates, moved out. My family went to what was it, like Peter Piper? We went to somewhere, I think it was Peter Piper, and we played this like Minecraft arcade game, and it was really fun. I mean, I did pretty good. But yeah, so super random as shit. I'm just gonna pull a card from here and see like whatever comes out. Random. I see 333. On like a pot that I have. Dead plants. Well, I mean, the plant isn't there anymore, but the pot is. I saw 134.44. I'm hearing this song in my head. It's just making me laugh. Demon, a demon, demon, a demon, demon, demon. That's funny. My sister showed it to me. Okay. Interesting. We have Nameless Blade Melee. So this is the final card that I will be channeling messages from. So, Nameless Blade. Ooh, I love this energy. It's a beautiful place to end it. Okay. So what I'm getting here with this energy here, it's a melee weapon called the Nameless Blade. And what I'm seeing is carving your own path. This blade has no name. The path has not been tread upon. I'm seeing like a machete and someone like literally hacking at like the wild bush and just literally carving their own path. And it even kind of has like that kind of shape too, because it's more like kind of curved. But that's beautiful. This is about you putting a name on whatever it is that you create. And the beautiful thing is, no one else can name it for you but yourself. It's like when you create an account on whatever, on like a video game or an MMORPG or just on social media, on any platform, you create your username, right? You are creating who you are through the words that define you. And that's beautiful. And that is powerful. What is the name that you choose for yourself? So, I mean, I don't know, maybe for one person, this literally somebody might be wanting to change their name, or their last name or something. Maybe that's significant for like one person. But yeah, I'm really feeling this here. If you feel like you've had to, like, man, that username that I've had since I was like little, it doesn't resonate with me anymore. Maybe it's time for me to step into a new energy and in defining myself. Like, I'm not the princess that I was when I was a kid. Like whatever it is, you know what I mean? I'm not the cool kid, or like, I don't know what are kid name things. I know kids these days are different, but like epic bro or like crazed dude. I don't know, like some random shit's coming to my head. Like, maybe find a name, words that truly define you or that resonate with you. Like, for example, okay, I know the mass majority of people that have been or have clicked on this video would have clicked off a long time ago. It's a long video. Most people click off really early. But so I'm gonna be real with you guys, because I know not everyone's gonna hear this. But the truth is, LeeApocrypha, the name that I've chosen for myself, is actually a name that's come to me a long time ago. And this name has come to me before my spiritual desire or affinity, like towards spirituality and different practices and beliefs and stuff like that. However, Lee is actually my biological middle name. And my mom gave me that name because she loves so much Bruce Lee movies. So she gave me the middle name Lee. So Lee is actually that, which I know you shouldn't put like your real name on. That's why I didn't put my first name, didn't want my last name. And I thought LeeApocrypha sounded really cool because Apocrypha, it was actually like when the game, it was Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, and there was a DLC, Sheogorath's Realm, right? Yeah, it's been a long time. Okay, and in Sheogorath's Realm, there's this other realm or something called Apocrypha. And so the thing about this realm, for some reason, this name just meant so fucking much to me. Like, as soon as I heard the word Apocrypha, I was like, that sounds fucking cool. And so I go into this realm in this video game, and it's like this crazy, like, atmosphere of like floating books and like knowledge and this weird gunk shit that like is this very different like black matter type of thing. And there's these monster beings that are the knowledge keepers, and they are making sure that people are not treading onto this. It's making me think of Akashic records, okay? But it's like there's these books and they're burnt, and these are the keepers of the knowledge. And it stuck with me. Apocrypha stuck with me since, and even before I even knew what the fuck that meant, I was like, that's a cool name. I need to find out what that means. And so it's just super interesting because it's like very occult, and occult is unknown. There was a lot of unknown energy. And thinking about it, when I was a child, my childhood best friend and I had nicknames. Hers was Lucky and mine was Unknown. Literally, Unknown was my nickname that I chose for myself because, well, it was hard for me to choose names, but also just because like I love the idea of that, of the unknown, of not knowing, even though I hate it. I want to know. But so that kind of energy, I guess, always was with me. And so at the time I looked it up and I was just like, okay, whatever, the meaning is cool, but like the word, I'm gonna start using the word. The word doesn't have a negative connotation or negative meaning to me, so I'm gonna put LeeApocrypha as my name. And so since LeeApocrypha has been the name that I've had, because I thought Lee just made the word flow as one word instead of like my first name and Apocrypha, or like a different word and Apocrypha. Like there was no combination that I could think of that felt more like it just rolled off the tongue like one word. LeeApocrypha. It felt together. And so eventually I started getting into spirituality and different things like that. And when I was starting to get interested in that, was actually in the midst of my depression. Sorry, you could hear all this stuff going on. My phone is gonna die. I can't see it right now. Okay, whatever. I'm sorry if it dies, but so where was I? Yeah, so fast forward time later where I started getting to spirituality. I told myself I'm never gonna work with the dark, and I'm never gonna do this, never gonna do that. I was just learning about it. Well, I started to feel led to certain things and certain paths and certain things I was learning and stuff like that. And so fast forward, I did research again on Apocrypha, right? And this shit's crazy. Okay. So I told myself I would never work with demons, right? Or I would never work with the dark, like I mentioned. But there's something that lured me, and it's not lured like a lustful, like, oh, what's that? You know what I mean? Not like a brainless kind of luring. It felt like a luring, like my soul was feeling like a calling towards it, not like a taking, like it was taking my soul. No, it felt like I was so drawn to it that's what my soul needed. Oof. And so interesting because I see different cards here, and one of them is knowledge, rebirth, and knowledge, and inspiration. But anyway, so it was interesting because I started learning about the occult, and actually you can see my Baphomet statue, or Baphomet, whatever you want to pronounce it. And I was getting into like left-hand path. I have an ex that actually introduced me to that because I was learning about Baphomet, and I was raised Christianity, so I believed that Baphomet was evil and the devil and blah blah blah, all this bullshit, right? And I remember watching a YouTuber show their house and they had a statue and they're like, if you don't know about Baphomet, do research. If you think that Baphomet is this evil thing, then do research, because then you don't know and you should. And I really felt that. I was like, you know what? She's right. I'm gonna do more research on him and figure out what it's really about. And so I did. And that was kind of like the rabbit hole for me, like the beginning. And I ended up falling upon like other entities and learning about Goetia and learning about I started to feel led more towards like Belial, and before I actually ever reached out to Belial, I actually started to feel really drawn to Lilith. And so it's really cool because at the time I was also doing research on Apocrypha again, and guess what I found out? Yeah, I rediscovered Apocrypha is a term that was used for the original books of the Bible that were removed by the church, which is interesting because Lilith was in those books. Lilith being, according to that, like Lilith being the first creation, a female creation of God, right? And so it was just crazy, just the synchronicities and everything, but it felt so beautiful and empowering that even at this time that I had no clue what the fuck Apocrypha meant, and like it meant nothing more to me than this awesome, cool, like it came from a game that I liked so much, and it was really cool, the land that that Apocrypha like was named for. And so thinking about it, all of that like clicked and made sense and everything. But yeah, this is really cool. So kind of I digress. Long story not short. Choose a name that resonates with you, whatever it is, and stick with it. If you feel like you should change your name, whether it's literally physically or if it's like your screen name and stuff, do it. Do it. If you feel like you need a reset and to start over, just do it, because this is, see it like another chapter of your life, and it could be a very beautiful and empowering thing if you allow it to be. Alright, so Nameless Blade, melee. Melee is about close range attacks. So you have to get close to you have to be, for example, if you're carving your own path, you have to be on the path to carve your own path. You can't carve it from afar. You have to literally be on the path and carving it while you're walking or whatever it is that you're doing. So you have to literally be there in the moment is what I'm getting here. So yeah, Nameless Blade is the end of this reading. This is probably the longest reading that I've done, like not the longest in totality, but the longest in terms of like little stories and my own life things that I mentioned. So I hope that didn't get annoying, me being so personal, but I hope that you guys will appreciate me being personal with you guys and opening up like that. But yeah, most people probably won't even ever see it, so it'll be our little secret. I'm a very open person, honestly, but yeah, so online you gotta keep safety and stuff. But yeah, so I digress. I love you guys. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your energy. I get it. I understand. There are aspects of this that I'm going through in my life, lots of things going on, and I know I say that a lot, so that's why I didn't say it at the beginning of this reading, because I say that a lot, because a lot does happen. But just know you're not alone. You got this. You are the Emperor, whether you're male or female, whether you're not a fire sign or not. Like, you have this energy within you, this Emperor and this High Priestess energy are within you, and you need to tap into it. This leadership, this confidence, this self-providing and providing for others, and then this knowing, this knowledge, this intuition, this, unveiling the secrets within you. All right, you know, but do you allow yourself to know? I hope that makes sense. All right, so I love you guys again. Thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed this reading, or I mean, it was kind of heavy, so I hope that it resonated. If it did, I hope it brought you clarity. If it resonated, I hope it brought you clarity. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. I can be awkward sometimes. Information, disclaimers, decks, always in the description box down below. If you liked it, please like. If you like my energy and the vibe of this tiny little community and soul family, then please consider, I saw 150/50, and please consider joining and subscribing and dinging the dong, ringing the bell, and being notified whenever I post whatever the fuck it is that I do. I'm into like fashion and tarot and crystals and things, so if you're interested in that, then please check it out. I saw 151:11, so I'm gonna end this on 111. Don't know what it is, then look it up, because there is a message for you. It is about alignment, though. It is just one aspect of what it could be. So yeah, thank you so much. Love you guys. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.